Hello, and welcome to the Code Zone. It's me, Tom, and with me is Holly as well as always, in fact. How are you doing
As
today,
always.
Holly? You all good?
I need to master that hello. I love the way it's like hello.
I've listened to plenty of podcasts in my time.
It's a good
I
YouTuber hello.
exactly before we
Yeah.
started. Before one of the reasons it took us so long to do this, part of the hang up that I had on the whole thing, on how to make it actually work when we did it, was my introduction. Don't tell Paul that. He's probably going to watch this now and find out. But there was a good month where I was I spent every waking moment where I wasn't doing other work just hello, 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 hey,
Now
howdy.
you nailed it. So.
Yep. So now we've got hello. Yeah.
Happy
exactly.
New Year, by the way, everyone.
Indeed, Happy New Year. That's a good point. Yes, we didn't stream last week because Holly was still on holiday. Holly was having some time off.
No
Just
regrets.
sleeping, I assume. It's what I do when I'm on holiday, to be honest.
Yeah.
Recovering from Christmas, exactly. Awesome. Well, last week's game, Holly didn't get a chance to see. It was an incredible paint game. I will find. Here we go. It was the paint game from last week. Where is it? Paint battle. Where is it gone? Would have helped.
I like the new feature, by the way. If anyone's wondering, the grey icons are games perhaps that you haven't started, and the coloured icons are games that you have already started.
There you go. Look, I've already. It is indeed. Look, I've already started Paint Battle. It seems. Okay, Paint Battle. I did have a little typo last week where I kept typing Pain Battle instead of Paint Battle, which is just not good.
Not a good mode to game mode that we want to get
exactly, it was not good. I was like, this is horrifying. This is not what I wanted. Instead, we had a much more exciting paint game, which is this here.
I already have a feeling I know how this game works.
Yep.
You've got to win by colouring as much as you can, right?
You got to colour more than your opponent.
Oh, good.
I put a nice. I think I've got this is my test version, so it's got a really short time. There you go. That's how there's a score that pops up at the end. I realised that I turned the time down on for the test, but yeah, I was quite pleased with how I got this check mechanic to do. It scans the entire screen and counts every single I think it's roughly 4 pixels across. There you go. Scans the whole screen and works out if it's a blue.
That you can use to see if it overlaps with any coloured pixels and to see how many there are.
In fact,
that's very clever. We like that, Tom.
If we slow it down, you might just be able to see.
Oh, there it goes!
Going across.
There he is, scanning the screen. And of course, the computer normally runs this so fast, the human eye does not see it.
I have turned it right down. I've turned off.
That's awesome.
It normally has run out of screen refresh on, so it does it in less than a frame. Yes, that's a super useful little mechanic. When it clicked, I was like, this is a perfect sort of painting-related game to do. It was good fun. Awesome, I think we got a lot of good hacks out of it. Plenty.
I was going to ask, what sort of hacks did the kids come up with this week? Have you got any good ones
that I absolutely loved? Was one that Zach did. Now I'm a big fan. So this was Zach's. I'm a big fan of
Zach does some brilliant games.
He does. I see. I don't have the pleasure. I had pleasure last week of being in lots and lots of clubs, so I saw people I don't often see and see projects that I don't often get to see. And honestly, it was really cool just to see how everybody's there were so many brilliant games, but they were all unique because everybody sort of has their own take and their own angle, and it was incredible kind of seeing how there were games which I saw. And you've shown me projects by those people before, and I was like, I can tell that is a game by that person. There is a personality to it.
I can believe it. There's definitely a certain flavour.
Exactly.
Kids like to add to their own games and stuff like that. It does show.
Exactly.
And it's probably been a while since you've seen any of them as well, so you get to see the progress. I'm glad you got to cover the sessions.
No, it was really good fun last week. It was really good fun. Now, as I was saying, I am a sucker for quite technical things like this and working, well, not even quite technical, but trying to find the cheekiest and simplest way to make a cool AI or a cool enemy.
Yeah.
And this one I like in particular. So, didn't appear in the challenge a second ago was when I was playing it on the other screen. Is
Hmm.
there is a sort of power up in this game, so a star will randomly appear, and when you roll over it, it will create like a paint explosion, like a splat explosion. So it helps you cover the screen, speeds up the process. And what Zach added in was a thing where the opponent, the AI roller, when it knows when the star appears, when the power up appears, and then it goes charging towards the power up at a higher speed.
Oh, that'd make you sweat, blimey.
Exactly.
That's very exciting. That definitely sounds like an improvement.
Exactly.
Is that the code you've got there for it?
Yep. In fact, there's also a thing of change the controls.
Let's see it in action first. Yeah.
It's using the mouse pointer, and it's also much bigger, as I'm sure you can see.
Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed.
There you go. I touched the thing, and it also gives you a little
giant roller.
Exactly, gives you a little speed boost as well.
Beautiful. So hopefully next time.
Let's just stay still for a second.
It's hard to stay still when you're so massive.
Yep, exactly. There we go. I got it again. I can't help it. I'm just too. The big roller is too big. We can't see. We can't. Okay, hang on. I will disable the player temporarily so we can see
so that we
the
can
AI.
Admire the AI that Zach's worked hard on.
We'll do a nice little test. Hang on. We'll turn down the time. We'll put that to 1 second, 3 seconds.
So you can always change the timings and stuff like that for anything in any of our games.
Yes.
If you ever have trouble finding out where that is in the code, we can obviously just help you. And like Tom spotted it pretty fast there.
Exactly.
Looking for a wait seconds block.
Exactly. It's super helpful doing something like this as well, because when you're testing something, don't make yourself wait 20 seconds for the thing to appear. Just turn the time down.
Wait 5 minutes to see if your game over screen works.
Exactly. Yeah. Just have a little skip. There's a game over project that I've done previously, and there's a little shortcut for it where you press the green flag to set it all up, but then you press the space bar to set the score to a random level, and then send the broadcast for game over.
Okay.
And it just speeds the whole thing up, so you can test it. You can design your game over screen, and then just press the spacebar to check if it actually works.
Test buttons,
Exactly.
That's always really fun.
Exactly.
And buttons to let you test other things like changing speed or number of points and stuff like that.
Yep.
Any sort of buttons you need to trigger something can be quite fun to add in as little. And they're cheats as well. So it's like testing, or is it fun cheats? Could be both.
Exactly. or one of my favourite hacks to do, again going back to what I was saying a second ago, I love making the computer do the work for me, or making the computer super powerful and super clever, but in a simple way. One of my favourite ones is trying to work out how to, like, if it's an infinite runner, for example, trying to work out how to make your player automatically jump, or to dodge out of the way of obstacles, or even something like a block break or a pong or something like that. Trying to work out how to make the paddle move to the right position so the ball always bounces off it. Stuff like that. I love it, but also it's actually super useful for testing, because when you make games which maybe aren't procedural and you actually build each individual level, oh my god, it can get boring playing your own game. Like, no matter how good your game is, when you've played it a million times to test it, it can start to get a little bit boring.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry,
that's
anyway.
Why we have kids often. No, that's alright.
Detour, here we go. There's the star.
Oh, here we
It's going to go. Look, it's homing in on it.
Look at it go.
There we go.
Oh,
and it knows where it is again. It's homing in on it again. There we go.
Push. Very nice. I like how he does the little speed up towards it. Very sweet.
Indeed. That splat mechanic is coming at some point as well.
Yeah.
Very nice. It's going to be a little extra project at some point. We'll do that splat mechanic. That is coming up. So yeah, I absolutely loved that one. That was brilliant. It was really good. It's nice and neat here. I was told he was trying to work out how to get it so it turned nice and smoothly. I told him to have a little peek at Tower Attack from before Christmas. It was sort of around December-ish time we did it in the clubs.
Is that because the turrets had that nice turn towards the player?
Indeed. In fact, earlier on today, do you remember before Christmas, me, you and Paul looked at it for half an hour, just like, the maths doesn't make sense. We couldn't. There was just something. There was something about the way the maths was jumping, and I lost track of it.
It too well.
Yeah. And today I managed to fix it eventually. Nice and neat. It was just a few more. It was just a few more instances of things like of absolutes and negatives.
Just a
and
couple of weeks to mull it over.
Exactly. It's amazing what leaving something for a little bit and coming back to it can do. But it was just a few one of those little like turning things, direction, negatives, positive, just anyway.
They do need some fiddling.
That will also come up as a project at some point. Those turret, the smooth turret.
I'll do that one myself because we both sat on that for quite a while.
Indeed.
I'll have to get that project.
But he's got a nice little thing for it for finding the direction here, which he nabbed from Tower Attack, because that's a really useful mechanic.
Awesome.
That's how you can.
So I assume if anyone else wants to add this to the game, you and Zach are happy to send over that little bit of code. Zach's definitely shared his code with the other kids in the clubs before. So
for sure. We had a nice little chat
awesome
about
job.
it.
It's a real nice job.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Indeed.
It looks good, man.
No, I super enjoyed this. One of the hacks that's not in this, like that we did quite a lot last week, or I know I did with a couple of people, was sort of adding erasers into the project. So instead of having a third enemy, for example, a second enemy, a third player that maybe also was trying to win, you could have an enemy which is like a white paint roller and rubs everyone out, or like an eraser, or like a sponge. And you could even do it so there's an explosion. It can get the explosion, and that creates like a splat of like black or something, like an oil slick.
Right. Okay. So it's just another thing to keep you on your toes. Right now, your objective is to paint over the enemy, but then you've also got this third element where you're like getting run down by the rubber or the eraser. It's a sponge. I like the idea of sponge.
Yep.
Fancy showing us how you do a sponge today.
I mean, as always, I will bring all my artistic talent, which is 0. You know what I'm going to do. No, you know what I'm going to do. Okay, hang on. Hear me. See if you can work out where I'm going with this, Holly.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see a rectangle. So
yellow rectangle. It's going well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with another one, and we're going to make this one.
You'd be amazed, people at home, what you can create with just rectangles. I don't know if Tom's going to amaze you today. Oh, you know what?
Hang on, I'm just getting a picture up just to make sure I'm doing this right. Okay. My other monitor currently has the goal on it.
Oh. Yeah, I think I know where Tom is going with this.
It's just a sponge.
It might be a vintage cartoon reference now, but if anyone at home is playing...
Please don't call it vintage, that makes me feel old.
Oh, I like the attention to detail. Very nice.
Yeah, hang on, a little bit there. Right, hang on, let's get this right. Keep going. Gonna do some legs.
So you can copy and paste things as well, can't you?
Oh yeah, I could have done that. That would have been much more sensible.
I thought that's what you were about to do, so I was like, I'll start telling people how you can copy and paste.
Hang on. No, you know what? I'll do that for one of the legs.
More authentic this way.
Exactly. Right. Let's get the body color again.
There are lots of tools for selecting colours you've already used as well. That one's quite hard to recognise. It looks like a little...
This one here,
like a picture with a brush, or like a little pointing pen, but it's actually an eyedropper, isn't it?
Is it not a pipette, or is that just a science thing?
Oh yeah, I always call it the eyedropper, maybe from some program of a bygone era. But I think it's a pipette.
Yeah, it looks like a pipette. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
It's probably called an eyedropper in an art sense, like I'm just using I'm using a sciencey word.
Yes.
Okay. There we go. Right.
Look at his little legs.
There we go. Copying the leg. I'm going to copy and paste the leg in.
Yeah. So there's buttons at the top to copy and paste things, as well as push them like back and forward if things are overlapping wrong. There's quite a lot in there for such a simple program.
Yeah, I quite often use Scratch to make sprites and things like that.
Got good smoothing as well. Everything comes out nice and smooth.
That's
I think you need some like buck teeth.
Yes.
Is that my imagination?
Okay. You know how I'll do buck teeth? Let's do it like this.
Oh, nice. This
is quite disturbing. This is like Uncanny Valley. Like, it's not quite...
I don't think you should give him arms. I like him as he is, armless.
Okay, there we go.
What are you going to call your creation, Tom?
Mr. Sponge. I don't know what you mean. It's not, based on anything that already exists.
Okay, good. Just checking.
Oh, you know what? No, I'm going to give him
God,
wonky eyes.
it's getting scarier. Oh no.
This is like, oh no, I've accidentally made like a. Oh no, this is getting creepy. I'm going to stop in a
Character
second.
for a horror game.
Yeah, I'm going to have to stop in a second because I'm just making it worse. You know when like you do something and it's not great and then you just keep going.
Yeah. Oh, that's quite cute. Okay.
There we go.
So Mr. Sponge is ready.
Yeah. Let's make him
Ready?
a little shorter. There we go.
It's quite huge, isn't he?
Okay, we've got a sponge character. How big is that? Small, let's make it smaller. And then I'm going to be super lazy. And I'm making another opponent basically, but they just leave a white trail.
He's going to have a similar behaviour. He's going to be moving around.
I'm just going to be super lazy and copy the code across. So I'm just going to pick it up and drop it into the sprite 1.
Yeah.
Into our new character. I need to name it Mr. Sponge.
Yeah.
And there you go. All the code.
Just like you can drag code blocks around in one character, you can drag them to another sprite as well, which is very useful for when you've got a bit of behaviour you want to reuse, or if you put something in the wrong place.
Exactly. Don't right click and duplicate and then try and drop it in. That won't work.
You end up with lots of copies.
Yeah, and then you end up with 12 copies, and you're like, why is my character moving so fast? It's because there's five forever loops, which all have moved 2 steps, so you end up moving 10 steps each frame.
Yeah.
I've done that before, and I was like, what is
I can tell.
What
I can tell you speak from experience, Tom.
Yep. I was like, why is
the
it
other
going
thing
so
you've
fast?
got to remember if you're copying code from somewhere else is to just go through it all and make sure you're changing anything that needs to be changed for the new character. Or getting rid of everything that doesn't apply to it. I think we're in luck here.
Yeah, it's not too bad. There's no there's no if touching, there's no like
it's
touching.
Not interacting with other characters.
Exactly. Yeah. So I've just changed over the colour. And then we don't need to worry about making any changes to this sprite, because the idea is to make a sort of eraser that makes it harder for both players, AI and human alike. But what we need to do is hop over into the star, and what we'll say is we've got our power-up mechanic here, so when we touch one of these things here, we can do... wait until... We're going to add another OR, and we're going to add an if, another if else, and I'm going to do if touching Mr. Sponge. So,
nice.
Sorry, wait until even.
Now the whole thing put together reads: if you're touching the roller, or the opponent, or Mr. Sponge, if any one of those has grabbed the power up. And then it's going to work out which one you're touching and send a message out.
A raise bomb.
A raise bomb is a good message. That makes sense. I like messages that are very clear to me what's happened.
If roller, power up, if opponent else. Yep, so yeah, we can, by deduction, if it's one of these 3, we can say, well, if it's the roller, then we do this. Else, if it's the opponent,
it's got to be either the opponent.
Else, the only other thing it could be is Mr. Sponge.
Yeah.
It's Sherlock Holmes. Deduction, whatever remains, must, no matter how improbable, must be.
Yes.
The only whatever it is.
Think that when you're coding, folks.
That is, to be fair, that is true. That is literally
how the computer operates.
That is Boolean logic right there. Who knew Sherlock Holmes was actually a computer?
I didn't know that.
I wonder if there's an anime.
I would have put it down to Mycroft, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to add a new costume. Again, I'm going to be super lazy. I'm just going to duplicate one of the existing costumes. And we're going to call it Eraser. And then we're going to change the colour to white.
Maybe for testing purposes, we could do a maybe off-white kind of colour, just to make sure we can see it.
Let's do a big black splodge. We'll make it like an oil slick, just for testing.
Yeah. So we can be sure he's definitely going over stuff.
Big splodge of oil. Eraser bomb, and changing to opponent. Nope, we don't want opponent colour. Eraser, that's the one. Okay. let's see if I'm going to disable the other ones. I'm going to disable the opponent. And yeah, let's try this and see if we can get. I'm going to turn down these timers here as well and see if we can
Yes. Lots
increase
of
the
tweaking for
chance.
testing.
Yeah,
When
exactly.
Tom says he's going to disable stuff, it's not a special button or anything. It's just as easy as unclicking the bit of code that runs when the flag is clicked.
Exactly.
Which you'll see probably in every character.
Like so. I'm just disconnecting this bit of code here from its green flag.
It's much more flexible actually than just having one button that turns everything off, because you can just you can disable whatever you need by just clicking the blocks back temporarily. You don't have to get rid of them. They can just sit there until you're ready for them again.
Let's see if I can catch this. Oh no, it's gonna go. No, go on. Touch it, touch it. There we go. It's worked.
Yay!
And then it's doing the eraser, and then it's erased its own. The
erase bob is nice and splattery, just so I can see it for my satisfaction. Yeah.
Exactly. Awesome. Cool. So if we make that back, we could change the avatar. I mean, to be fair, if it's black, it also still has the same impact, because the way the check mechanic works is it's just checking for red or orange or blue. Would help if I knew my colours.
Right. So black is covering up just as well as the white sponge is washing it away.
Exactly. So it doesn't
lots
make
of room for
any
flexibility.
odds. Exactly.
Perfect.
Awesome. Were there any other projects that you wanted to show me, Holly?
I thought, just for a change of pace, can we check out one of Shrutambi's projects? Because she's always making some amazing projects. Hers are a bit different. We've got a Dress Up Harper game, I believe it's called. The character is called Harper, and she's done some custom sprites, and she coded it in such a way that you could move the clothes automatically on or off in just the right places. And she's just put a lot of effort into it. It looks fun. It's cool. I used to love these games when I was younger. And she's got some great ideas for expanding it to be more gamey. There's going to be like a 20-second time limit and stuff like that, I think. But I don't think she's done that bit yet.
Okay, right. I think I found it here. So, is this the one?
Shrutambi did a brilliant painting game as well. Actually, that's what I was thinking of showing you today. But I was like, we just had a paint game.
That was why I was going to say. That's why I was checking if I've got the right one, because I know you sent over both of them. Like, these are both incredible. Yeah. I was like, which one do I click on? Okay. You're gonna have to talk me through playing this.
Okay. Well, it's as simple as green flag to start. And then I'm sure Harper used to tell you, get me dressed in 20 seconds, and the timer was on, but she's disabled it, I think, temporarily for me. I couldn't find the code in there earlier. Cool. We could add it back in if you wanted, or you can just try out the trying on mechanic. Try out the trying on mechanic. So if you click any of the clothes, they should go to the correct position on Harper.
Cool.
And they just sit snug as a bug in a rug. Doesn't she look cozy? And you can pick to match them. At the moment, there is no right or wrong answer, so you can customize her however you like. You can also take stuff back off, so that yellow hair is a bit in the way there, but I believe if you click the yellow hair on her, it should pop off as well. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not today.
No worries. I mean, better dressed than me.
Maybe she had a second version of this. Apologies, Shrutambi, if I've got the old version of Dress Up Harper, because I'm sure there was one where you could take the clothes off as well. Wow. In any case, you get the idea. It's
still
quite
cool. I like it.
It uses a block we don't use that often, which is when a sprite is clicked. So we often default to using when the flag is clicked and give it a bunch of behavior. But this one, nothing does anything until you interact with the object, and that can be really useful as well for making games. So I thought that was quite cool.
No, that's true, because often...
And you don't have any workshops like this. This would be really cool for like a character creator. Or like an equipment, like if you get some armor and you want to put armor on your character and stuff like that.
Good idea.
On a screen like that.
Keep thinking about maybe doing one where you've got like a face, and then you can click and swap what eyes you want on the person, and then swap
those would be fun. You've got a very good, I think it's called, is it Carousel? Or you've got a project where you can change between a strawberry with like arms and is it Carousel? That's a good one for anyone to look at if they do want to make some sort of scrolling through characteristics and characters at the beginning of their game. Carousel would be a project I'd recommend, probably. A good one.
Yes, indeed. Aha! Hang on.
Are you looking for it now?
No, in fact, I believe I have found Dress Up Harper Edition 2.
Oh, well done, Tom. Sorry, I sent you the wrong one.
Before her concert.
Before her concert. There we go. This is where it gets tense.
There's a timer. There's like you've got like it's all on you. If you fail, the concert is ruined.
The concert's ruined.
Right, okay, we've got 20 seconds, Holly. Are you ready for this? I'm
ready.
I'm gonna get a timer on my phone. We're gonna hear a big beeping, like a horrifying beeping to keep the pressure on me.
Okay, and I think that will be fun. And of course, horrifying beeping is something you could add with play sound blocks. But
that is true.
That is true.
No, because I'm going to hold it up to this camera at the same time, and you're going to
see if you can make it in 20 seconds.
Yep.
Oh, I wish I was more prepared. Otherwise, I could do the phone, and you could. But yeah, carry on. Let's see if you can handle it.
Holly, it's all on you. You got to tell me what I've got to put on.
Hello, Up Harper. Can you make me fabulous before my show? There are things beside me so you can dress me up. We only have 20 seconds left. We need to be quick.
Okay, concert. Think, Holly, think. I reckon blue hair for a pie. Are you on? You're on.
Blue hair.
The shirt with the blue on to match.
That one.
This is a pop star, yeah.
These wing shoes.
Oh, yeah, wing shoes are cool. And then you just need pants. Pink pants or blue pants?
Don't
Thank
put on the
you
blue.
for dressing me up in a short time.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, time is up. Excellent.
So you've succeeded though.
Yep. That's
even a dress up game can become quite intense with some creative thinking. Well done there, Shitambi.
Exactly. You know what? Timers as a kid, genuinely, when I was a kid and playing games, there was nothing I hated more than Race Against the Clocks. It would always stress me out so much. Like it's a really, really good mechanic if you want to like remotely put some pressure all of a sudden on players. Like it can go from something that's really low stakes to being like really super intense, and you gotta like, yep, that had me. It's still to this day. It's like, whoa, I've got to lock in here.
You know what would be mint at the end of this game? We could do like a background swap to the stage background.
Okay. Backdrops, chief backdrop. I definitely believe there is a concert. There is indeed.
There is. There you go. So that would finish off that game nicely. We don't have to code it right now.
So no. I can whack it in, so we can do switch to backdrop 1, and then at the end, thank you for dressing me up in such a short time. Switches to the concert.
Nice.
And we could even. I wonder if there's a crowd cheer that plays. At the
end. Is gotta be a crowd cheer. I think I've used a crowd cheer once for like victory race.
There we go, and then we can do sound cheers. So when it gets to the end, we'll just do this bit here.
Thank you for dressing me up in a short time.
The background cheers. Awesome. Okay, I reckon that's just about all we've got time for, unless you've got anything else you want to show.
No, that's not all for me. There's a new badge. Anyone out there watching? The Winter Warriors badges. They're cool. I really like them. I want to get that golden wizard badge.
Yeah.
I think that's about it. That's it from me too.
Awesome. Yeah. Yep. Sneak peek of Holy Roly real quick.
Oh, go on then. Yeah, this is this week's game. Holy Roly.
I was quite pleased with this one. I still have a ball bearing maze game that I've had since I was about 5.
I don't know where mine's gone, but I had one that was like, whoa.
I never got to the end without using a magnet. Don't tell anybody.
Confession. Oh my goodness.
I know. So you got the little ball bearing and you're using the arrow keys and you move around and you don't fall into the hole straight away like I did. It's because you.
Yeah, so it's not as simple as just like slowly moving past. There's like a section you added, an amount of slippiness.
Yeah.
So you do a bit all over the place and you bounce the walls and you're slippy and slidey and it's really fun. Very satisfying mechanic there, Tom. Well done.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
He's practiced. He's practiced.
I'll get
will
that.
you?
I'll get that. Okie dokie. Well, see you guys next week. See everybody next week. Take care.
Have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Excellent.